So American Airlines has caught itself in a little bit of a publicity scandal of its own. It has suspended a crew member after a Facebook video went viral. The Facebook footage was titled, "OMG, AA flight attendant violently took a stroller from a lady with her baby on my flight, hitting her and just missing the baby. Then he tried to fight a passenger who stood up for her. AA 591 from San Francisco to Dallas Fort Worth." That is what the caption read. Now that wasn't caught on video, but the aftermath was caught on video. Let's take a look at a clip of what got everyone so upset.
Me and I'll knock you flat.
You stay out of it. Come on, Come on.
You try that with a man, I'll knock you out. Well, I'm not going to be silly.
Tony.
Yeah. Go with us where we're going.
Come on. You don't know what the story is.
So that was the flight attendant who allegedly did hit the woman in the face with a stroller, responding to a passenger who witnessed the altercation, or some are saying didn't witness the altercation, standing up for the passenger who you can also hear crying in the background. Now, American Airlines has issued a statement, an apology. They have said, quote, "We have seen the video and have already started an investigation to obtain the facts. We are deeply sorry for the pain we have caused this passenger and her family and to any customers affected by the incident. The actions of our team member captured here do not appear to reflect patience or empathy, two values necessary for customer care." And as I said previously, that crew member in question has been suspended from the flight crew. A lot of people are actually celebrating how American Airlines has handled this situation in light of the United Airlines incident about 2 weeks ago. Do you think that that is warranted? Did they handle this better? Is it cause for celebration that American Airlines handled this the way that they did, issuing an apology so swiftly?
I think they handled it better. Whether that's a cause for celebration is a different.
I know.
Like, is it better than a train wreck? Yes, it was just a 17-car pileup. You know?
Okay, so first of all, let's just start with me saying, told you about American Airlines.
Yeah. What happened there? Can we go into it?
Yeah. So now you remember, or maybe you don't, that I got thrown off an American Airlines flight, and it was for the grave crime of recording an incident like this, right? So I'm surprised actually the guy recording was not thrown off. Later, American Airlines did tell me, yes, you're not allowed to record any of our flight attendants because that's a security risk. No, it's because they're worried about videos just like this, embarrassing them, and that's why you're not allowed to record it.
And to that degree, the man that we see that really instigated the confrontation with the flight attendant, he says once he is escorted back to his seat, he says, "I hope someone's filming this, I hope you get caught and this goes viral," something along those lines. So people now know that filming what is going on when there is some sort of an upset on a flight is really good to establish what the story is. Now, again, we don't exactly have any video, we don't have video of the initial stroller incident, and I know that, Brett, we talked about this on Pop Trigger. You have some views about what you think went down and how it was handled prior to the "come fight me, come hit me, bro" incident.
There's an account of someone who's in the back of the plane who says that like this mother went like from 0 to 100 real quick, and the flight attendant like mirrored that but didn't start doing that. That said, like, when people are on planes, the flight attendant should not have overreacted that much. And it seems like the flight attendant was at a breaking point and they should not have acted that way whatsoever. They have to take into consideration that folks on planes, like, where else do you work where like 10% to 25% of the people are afraid they're about to die? Like, folks stop being utterly rational. I will say that like, this woman had by that same account, had too many personal items on the plane, and you're only allowed 3. And typically it's the first class flight attendant who's sitting there welcoming folks on, who says, "All right, you have too many personal items. I'm glad you can bring your kid down in a stroller. You have to take gate check, it's called, that stroller, and put it away."
Yeah.
But she got down, and there are also accounts that she's Argentinian. English might not be her first language, so she didn't fully understand it. But yeah, it seems like that flight attendant definitely overreacted. And especially in the face of like White Knight there that decided he was gonna step in on behalf of something that it seems he really didn't know the backstory of.
So look, the more important issue is a better balance for how we handle these situations. Because look, everybody gets cranky going on flights. So can the passengers from time to time be in the wrong? Of course. Worse, can the flight attendants be wrong from time to time? We're all cramped in this tiny little space. There's usually the stress of, am I gonna miss the flight? Am I not? Am I gonna get everything on the flight? There's all this different stress points. As to Brett's point, some people are worried, well, oh my God, it's dangerous up there, yada, yada, right? So, but there was an imbalance of power for a long time, where the flight attendants and everyone who worked at the airport, even the Dunkin' Donuts guy, felt like, hey, 9/11, I'm in charge. You listen to everything I say, otherwise I'm gonna have you removed from the building and ruin all your plans. And that lasted all the way through when they kicked me off, all the way through almost to the United incident that just happened. And I think now there is like a rebellion, a customer rebellion going, nah, I can't take it anymore. And I'm gonna say something about it. And so when I got kicked off, and that wasn't that long ago, what is it, about a year ago or so, right?
Maybe even less.
So a lot of people were on my side because, boy, you felt these frustrations, right? And some people were like, no, you gotta follow the rules. I'm like, I didn't even know that was a rule. Nobody knows it's a rule that you can't record flight attendants in a situation like this, right? And they'd made a mess of it, and part of it because other guys and myself, we had raised our voice and saying, get us a plane, and they did get us a plane. We were right? That's what made them even more embarrassed. But even at that time, people were like, well, no, it's a flight. It's a magical thing where these guys are always right no matter what happens, and how dare you, and they could ruin your plans and all this stuff at a moment's notice. Now people are going, nah, I don't think so. If you're a member of the Young Turks, you not only get the whole 2-hour Young Turks show on demand anytime you want, ad-free, but you also get so many other shows. Old School, you'll love it. Aggressive Progressive for guys who are true progressives. Now also Nerd Alert for gaming and tech. What the Flick for movie reviews. You will love it. Check it out right now at tytnetwork.com/join.